So today we have some very interesting royal gossip or rumors, I would say. The news on the street is that Meghan Markle is going to star in Kevin Costner's Bodyguard 2. If I don't know if any of you believe this, but there's been so many rumors going around, and it's hard to really know whether this is true or whether it's false. Will Meghan Markle be in the next version of Bodyguard 2? Because I don't know about that. And rumor on the street is that Kevin Costner is talking to her about it, and yet other people are like, eh. So we will see. I am Deanna from Hot for History, and I want to welcome all of you guys here tonight because we are going to be talking about some royal gossip, some royal news, and especially this one, which is a biggie about Hollywood news meets royal news. So please let me know where you're from. I see that we have Bunny here from Tampa. We had a very early rain earlier. It was a little crazy because we usually have the later rain. And I'm also in Florida. So let's talk about this. Welcome, everybody. Let's talk about whether or not Meghan Markle is returning to acting. The Duchess of Sussex is rumored to take on a role once offered to Princess Diana. Which, that, by the way, that's also news to me. Hi, Evelyn. I hope you're doing great today. I came on a little bit early, I know, because I'm realizing that my friends in the UK oftentimes can't come on. Because why? Because I have these things a little bit too late. So we're welcoming all of you guys, and we're going to talk about this news. Have you heard it? So for those of you who don't know, and I will read the article in a second because I want to just go from my own personal memory first. Big Whitney Houston fan in the early 1900s. In the early 1900s, 1900s. That's how much I talk about history. Okay, in the early 1990s. In the early 1990s, there was this amazing movie called The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston, who was not an actor, but the world's greatest singer of all time. And she put on this performance with Kevin Costner about the story about this up and coming huge star who needed the bodyguard because her life had been threatened. Kevin Costner and her formed this relationship, yada, yada. The movie was deep, both with acting and mainly with music. And without the music, it would not have happened. She sang some iconic songs that all of them were hits. All of them were hits. I will always love you. I have nothing. I'm going to run to you. I mean, come on, guys. You could probably talk about this. They are not reviving this. Evelyn, I agree with you. And we're going to get into why. Little personal story here that some of you will think, oh my gosh, but it is interesting. And I'm not making a political statement at all. But in the 1990s, this was about 1993, I was the regular, like the house band at the Plaza Hotel in New York, which Donald Trump owned. He was marrying Marla Maples. I ended up singing their first dance. What was their first dance? Their first dance at Donald Trump's and Marla Maples' wedding was I Have Nothing, which was very ironic because he was going bankrupt. So, but that was a very hard song to sing. And that was from The Bodyguard. So guys, this is like a huge thing. To this day, some of us hear these songs on, America's Got Talent, American Idol, like, it's a big deal. Like, these songs are huge, iconic songs. And so it's it's kind of confusing to think of it with a plot without the music and the depth. And then Meghan Markle, who's mostly a TV star, she was a TV star, not a big TV star, but it's very different to go on the big screen to go on TV. But it's hard for us to believe Kevin Costner and this, and we're going to talk about what the critics have to say, but I'm going to first tell you the news. And so you guys can hang with me for a little bit. Hi, Brian. See, listen, Brian, the reason why I'm on earlier is because of you, because I wanted to go on earlier because I'm realizing that a lot of the people in the UK can't come on to the stuff because, I come on early. So we're going to talk about Meghan Markle. Is she going to be acting? The critics say, and we will read the article about what the critics are saying, but basically this is a diversion to make the people at Netflix go, oh, we want to keep her. So I don't really see this happening. Maybe rumors like Dior. Kim Moss, that's exactly what, wait, I got the wrong question. I will not pay to watch if she's going to be acting, says Vicky. I don't think many people will. Oh, I mean, I'd be curious, but she doesn't even like her bodyguards. She doesn't even like bodyguards. I'm sorry. So it'd be really hard for it to be believable. Number one, with her acting, and number two is just the content. I don't really see this happening. Maybe rumors like Dior. Exactly, Kim. That's what I was thinking. So it says, just to give you the context, this was released by some outlet in Australia. So it says, is Meghan Markle returning to acting? The Duchess of Sussex, she stepped out. She stepped out and away from performing. When she married her husband in 2018, she's like, I'm marrying a prince and I'm not going to act anymore, right? But now an Australian outlet is claiming that the Suits star could return to the big screen. Return to the big screen? Was she ever in the big screen? In a reboot of a popular 90s movie, The Bodyguard, the flick was a cult classic with Whitney Houston. I just mentioned that there were. Now, here's the interesting part. You know how many of us are like, oh, can she let Princess Diana rest? Like, can her and Harry just let Diana rest? So this part is true. There were talks of a sequel starring Harry's mother, Princess Diana, but the late royal stepped away from the opportunity. Now, maybe they wanted to do a Bodyguard 2 way back in the day when, you know, Princess Diana was there. And so it would have been interesting. I don't know if she could have acted. I mean, I think that Whitney did such a great job considering she was, you know, mainly a singer. She just, oh, just a classic thing. And I feel like for those of us who kind of are nostalgic for that, we would want to see another singer in that role. And I think Kevin Costner's too old to act in it, but maybe he would produce it. But anyhow, it says Kevin Costner he revealed in an interview that Diana was meant to be the follow-up project, which I had no idea. Never heard that before. She was meant to be in the follow-up project, although the Princess of Wales turned down the gig. An insider claimed Costner spoke with the Duchess of Sussex to cast her for the role originally offered to Diana. So somebody says that Kevin Costner is in talks with Meghan to talk about the deal that he offered Diana. The only thing Kevin loves more than an underdog like Meghan is a box office hit, said the insider told a publication. Costner previously, I just don't see him. I don't know. It seems out of character for me. But anyhow, you know, he has worked with film stars before. Obviously, it worked with Whitney Houston. And he clearly was confident that he could get Diana because she had camera appeal. But I just don't know. I don't know. Costner previously, he's kind of at a really high point of his career too now again. So I don't know. Costner previously shared that there was a lot of industry buzz surrounding Diana potentially being in the movie. The studio liked the idea of The Bodyguard 2 of Diana being his new love interest. I just remember her being incredibly sweet on the phone, and she asked the question, are we going to have like a kissing scene? She said in a very respectful way. And I said, well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of kissing, but we can make that okay too. Yeah, Vicky, let's talk about that too. So come on, really are there? I know, I agree. And not only that, Vicky, if maybe they were never going to do the singing part again, but there's so many believable young actresses who could crush this and it could be fresh, right? I feel like it's going to be hard. That kind of content would be hard, but maybe we're putting too much into it. And then after a public split from King Charles, Diana decided it wasn't the time to participate in a drama. She goes, oh my gosh, look, my life is maybe going to become mine at some point soon. Go ahead and do the script. When it's ready, I'll be in a good spot. So apparently he was like working on a script like when she passed. Okay, so I'm gonna take your comments, and then we're going to move on to a couple of other articles, and then we're going to talk about what the naysayers are saying about this. So where's the originality? There's no playwriting being done to lift up. This isn't picking and pulling from the past, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they would come up with something original, you know. There's a remake planned, but the leading role will be played by a Latina. I heard that he did want a Latina, like a young Latina. Like, wouldn't it have been great, you know, when Selena was alive? Like, that would have been the kind of thing that I would have been into. And Costner will not be in the movie. Playwright Matthew Lopez was set to write the screenplay for a new movie. I mean, I would be into the movie with the right casting, you know. I'd be so into seeing that. It'd be so cool. She can't act or dance or sing. This is that's what everybody thinks, Murphy's bed. That it's probably something like that. That's it's kind of a diversion from what's really going on. So we don't really think it's true. I watched something about this earlier. The script was written for a young Latino star. Yeah. So that's exactly what Bunny said. So I don't know. I think it's being debunked, but I think also here's a question for you. What do you think about the idea that they use these sort of rumors that they're the ones planting these rumors? Do you think it just happened to come out because they are having a conversation? Or do you think that they're spreading these rumors, or both? Like they could have literally had a conversation, even though they want a young Latina, because she's in her early 40s. I don't know. I think it'd be hard. She hasn't been in a film before, and then her first big film. I mean, as far as I know, has she been in a movie? She's been on TV a lot, so she can definitely hold a suitcase. She definitely can. So we will see, but that is the news out there. The big question on everybody's mind is this, another diversion? Like, okay, wait, look over there, there's Dior. Okay, look over there's the catastrophic car chase. Okay, look over there. I mean, what exactly is this? Is this legit? Or is it just another one of those Harry and Meghan rumors? So I brought up this old article about Dior because of what you guys kind of mentioned, is that, I'm sorry, about Diana, is that oftentimes they evoke kind of like the memory of Princess Diana. And even this project has this sort of Diana thing about it. So apparently it must be that within the script concept that Kevin Costner has, it's a royal, which would be, honestly, it'd be kind of an interesting subject. I mean, I would love to see a story about like a young royal who, has to like escape. I feel like it's sort of like the Princess Diaries, though, to be honest with you. But anyhow, that, has to kind of be protected. But the likelihood of her falling in love with the bodyguard, similar to Princess Anne. Princess Anne married her equerry, with Timothy. So, I mean, it's possible that could happen. It's possible. Okay, so William Morris, California, is working hard for their money. And that's the other thing. Is this something that they would announce, that they would say, or is it just a lot of air? So let's see what the critics are saying now. So these are just some pictures because, this looks very much like the bodyguard. Harry in this picture looks like he's the bodyguard. That was during the catastrophic car chase after the awards ceremony. So let's go, guys, and let's read up about what the critics are saying. Of course, we've got our own opinions here too. All right. So bodyguard rumors, part of Meghan's new strategy. Let me see if you guys have any comments. Yeah. So Suits was the biggest part offered to her. She's pitching gossip to see who takes the idea. Okay. Do any of you else? Okay, wait, I want to see what Bunny has to say. Why would they cast Meghan for the bodyguard when she complained about not having a royal bodyguard? Girl. Yeah. Now all of a sudden she loves the concept of the bodyguard. Okay. So let me read what this article is from the International News. Yeah. Okay. And this has a Kinsey Schofield quote in here. So reports that Meghan could land a major role in a sequel to The Bodyguard have been dismissed by radio presenter Christos Foufas. Okay. He claimed that the rumors are part of Meghan's digital strategy to bury real life negative stories about Meghan Markle and her bodyguards. That's kind of what Bunny just said. Okay. Commenting on the reports, podcaster Kinsey Schofield said, I don't know who had the audacity to claim that Kevin Costner was considering Meghan for the Bodyguard sequel, but what a ridiculous lie. What a ridiculous lie is what she's saying. That's pretty blunt. And then she says the sequel of The Bodyguard was written for Princess Diana. Kevin had a revised script on his desk the day Diana died. Earlier reports said Kevin Costner is reportedly lining up the Duchess of Sussex for a sequel to the hit movie. Costner, who starred alongside the late Whitney Houston in the original movie, was in talks with Sarah Ferguson. This was in the 90s or maybe late 80s. This would have been, I'm sorry, obviously later. Duchess of York, about bringing Diana on board for a sequel. This is a million years ago. I'm sorry, not to, for some of us, it doesn't feel like a million years ago, but this was like, they were talking before Diana died. She died in 97, right? So it's just I don't know. I'll send you $1,000. Okay, girl. I'm not going to forget that. But I think you're probably right. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's so, okay, we can get deep with this. I think that the Sussexes think that just because they're famous and they have a draw and they have a lot of eyes on them, that this will sell stuff. And I think that Hollywood was on that. They're like, yeah, they're famous. They're royals. Let's put them in everything. It'll work. The timing also, in my opinion, is totally off for this, because everybody knows that just having, their following and the interest doesn't just necessarily sell stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean the eyes and ears are on it. And from what I know, in the world of influencers, you go onto TikTok, to YouTube, to whatever, you find all these amazing influencers. And not only that, but these young actresses who are crushing it in Hollywood, who could have more of a draw without the baggage and probably without having to pay them the same amount, but they could have somebody with a lot more sparkle and interest and less drama. Like the concept that, okay, all of the drama and all of the news means people are going to watch this movie, so let's cast Meghan Markle. That doesn't work anymore, in my opinion. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Evelyn, I can see Meghan Markle as an extra, never a main character. There's something very unique and special about the original. I know, Bodyguard, that Princess Henry would not surpass Whitney Houston's role on the first. And that, we didn't even get into that yet, but that hits it on the head for me, being able to watch, because it's iconic. It's a classic, iconic movie. Whitney was impeccable. And her and Kevin had chemistry. It was just, and then her singing and the way it was filmed, they just did such a beautiful film, that to follow it up with a TV star who's not even on TV anymore, with a lot of controversy, just doesn't, it's not that it doesn't sit right with me. It's just, it's impractical from a production standpoint. Now, I'm going to read this article in a second, but what I can understand, that from Meghan's side, like all of her team would think that this is the best thing, because if she did get the part and somebody gave her, a chance, and let's say they did direct her and she did come out of this looking amazing, maybe it could be the thing that kind of swung the pendulum back, but I just don't think it would be like that. She's no Meryl Streep, but Meghan is a perfectly competent actor. Yeah, but I feel like this. Okay, so here's the thing. This is my opinion. Whitney could sing, and then Whitney was a competent actress, even though we didn't know that ahead of time. But Whitney also had the X factor with her singing. Like, she had an exceptional quality beyond. She had the Meryl Streep singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, her quality of singing was Meryl Streep and beyond, in acting. And then they were able to work the acting around that. I don't think that Meghan has any kind of extra sparkle on her like that. But I will say, and I will admit, that I may not know. None of us may know. And it is possible that she has some kind of sparkle that somebody like Kevin Costner would be willing to pull out and work with. But it takes a little bit of humility to be able to do that. So let me see. Let me see what other comments are here, and then I'm going to read this article. The best part of the original movie was the soundtrack. Whitney's octave range is something Meghan can't replicate, and nobody can. She was like a one in a million. Obviously, there are some other amazing singers in the world since then, but she basically established a style for other singers to kind of not impersonate, but kind of model. And like she was one of the first like riffing queens. Like people weren't really riffing before Whitney, and she was just amazing. But you're totally right. Who will be the actor that play the bodyguard? I have no idea. I mean, it would be attractive if like some kind of gorgeous, like Kevin wanted a Latina woman and some cute guy, but she would have to be some kind of princess, and it would be. I like the concept, but if she's a princess, they're gonna not have the singing part, right? She's not gonna be singing, so which means that her personality and the other gifts she has to be top notch. Some things are not supposed to be remade, says Kay. I agree. Should the bodyguard be remade at all? I agree with her. I don't think it should. And if it is, you got to crush it. It's got to be something so original and amazing. With also another artist similar to Whitney. Whitney was highly successful at the time, but this just put her like even over the top. Just put her over the top. Costner has his plate full with his wife's eviction, and pending divorce. And I doubt he's working on a movie. Yeah, and we keep bringing his name up, and we don't even. He's probably like, "What the hell? I was just minding my own business, reading my scripts, doing my show, and then dealing with my own family drama, and this happened." Should Princess Henry be casted for the role? There is a good chance I will not pay to watch it. She would have to pay me to watch the second Bodyguard. Yeah. Okay, so I prefer the role. Selena, she's an actress. Yes, I know. Awesome. Okay, so someone started a rumor this is this article, and this is basically, they're saying that this is what the haters are saying, that they're losing their what. Someone started a rumor in the mid 2023, like now, that Meghan Markle will be starring alongside Kevin Costner in the Bodyguard sequel, and the internet lost its freaking mind. It would have to be like, when you make an announcement like that, it has to be like we're all like, our jaws are dropped at the amazing choice of who's playing that role, right? And honestly, how many announcements do we get in general of, somebody might be cast in the show? Usually they try to keep that tight. Like they try to keep it tight. So anyhow, it appears that the rumor was started by the Daily Express, which claimed that the role was part of an attempt to save Markle's and her husband Prince Harry's Netflix deal. The outlet cited unlinked Australian reports to a site called New Idea, sources of which apparently said that Markle was up for the role, which was once offered to Harry's late mother, Princess Diana. Despite the dubious authenticity of the claims, the Twitterverse lost its freaking mind over the thought of Markle appearing in another movie. In other words, they're saying it wasn't even true to begin with. Why are we all freaking out? Why are we doing these shows? I don't know who had the audacity to claim that Kevin Costner was considering Meghan for the Bodyguard sequel. I think this is Kinsey's quote again, but what a ridiculous lie. The sequel of The Bodyguard was written for Princess Diana. Kevin had a revised script on his desk when she died. Okay, so that's it. So some people are saying that the reason why this news is out at all is it's not even true. It's not like it's not like Harry and Meghan were saying, hey, let's spread this rumor. It was just some newspaper or some publication was like, hey, and then they put it out there, and now everybody's freaking out. The royals would remove Meghan's title if she played the princess in a movie. Do you think so? Well, if she played a princess, because if she played a princess, girl, I hadn't even thought about that, but that sounds really right. It sounds really right. I just had not thought about it. So, okay, we don't know. Is Meghan Markle, now, is she delusional? Does this have nothing to do with her? And we shouldn't be trash talking her just because this is news out there. But why is it that there's always a lull and then there's like, bam, something ridiculous that comes out and we have to kind of figure it out? Dior, that came and went. This is another one of those. So do these things come from the Sussexes? Does it come from them? Or is it just, people love to talk about them and that's what it is? Let me see. Princess Kate's formal name is Princess William, just like Meghan's formal name is Princess Henry. Yeah, I always get tripped up on that, but I know Roberta was using the official name. Okay, so guys, we'll have to circle back on this and figure it out, but I don't know. I think it's got to be a rumor. Let's see. Let's keep our eyes open. What is next for Meghan Markle and Harry? What is next? And then all the other rumors, are they splitting up? They were just seen together on the 4th with their kids. What do y'all think of that? There's news that they're looking for this and that. And then there's other news that, you know, that their universe is falling apart. Or is it just that they're pivoting? Lots of questions regarding the royal family. We don't know. And again, we welcome all of you guys here. Please subscribe. Consider heading out to Germany with me next year. I'm going to Neuschwanstein in Germany, to the castle, to the real Disney castle. Well, it's not, I mean, Disney modeled it after this place. And Vienna in Austria, and it's going to be a blast. And please do subscribe to Hot for History, and we will be talking to you guys later. Stay safe and have a great summer. Bye.